Hi. Okay, it's T minus 10. This is launch log. Let's get started. Today was a very productive day, I hope, because basically my plans were just thrown out of proportion when Greg Glass DM'd me on Discord and said, "Hey, you need help with typesetting," and I was like, "Yeah, you know what? I do." So he has a professional history as a book designer, and I'm sure it was bugging him that my book was so terrible. It used to look like this, which is kind of spread out and sparse. I knew this was bad. I just couldn't figure out the latex to do it. But basically, let's look at the before and after of what happened today. So this is what we had before, kind of spread out and sparse, and then the indentations on the paragraphs, and then italics on the headers. I guess that was really bothering him. And we were using a sans serif font. So he was like, "No, don't do that." The sans serif is actually something that I did. He was like, just take it out. And so, I took that. And then, so this was the after. That was the first cut. You still see the indents here, but it's serif. And it's a little bit, I guess the only change was that it's serif. I don't know. I don't know what else that I did. Decreased line space. So it went from a 450 page book to basically a 400-ish page book. Yeah. Let me just fast forward you. So this is the before, right? We also worked on the chapter titles. So the chapter titles are big like this, and then we have the italics over here, and the spacing is kind of weird. So now we have a centralized chapter title with a smaller chapter number than the main title, and then we have some nice line headings over here. So if you look at this and you compare it to what we had before, it's a little bit clearer that this is just a header. Also, the lists are collapsed together because I just took out the line spacing. That's not something that he brought up. That's something that was bothering me, so I did it. And then we got rid of the indentation over here. So the typesetting learning from this is that if you have clear separation between paragraphs, like you should, then you don't need the indentation between paragraphs like that. And you can check in my GitHub for the latex magic that does this. It was just like do 0.0 m's of indentation, and that apparently does it. So great. I felt really good about this. I was like, yeah, this looks like a real book now. So now it's down to, I guess it's 429 pages, but it just looks a lot more presentable. I also figured out how to get rid of the rubber band heading spaces. Like sometimes they stretch it to make the cutovers nice for some pictures, and you can just tell latex to ignore that, and you use the ragged bottom command, and that just does it. So I'm sure it makes for some orphans somewhere. Oh, this is bad. I need to fix that. It makes for some orphans in some places, but by and large, it looks much better than the really weird spacing that I was getting. So that's a positive trade-off. If this were authored in latex, I would have very, very fine grain control, but I'm writing in a markdown, so I don't want to go too far with that. Okay, so that was typesetting, and that was most of today. That was like probably 4 or 5 hours of that. I also announced that I was giving away 25% of sales. I think the people were very supportive. People are primed that I'm launching on June 1st. And they know that when they buy it, part of it's going to go to a good cause. So I'm happy about that. Just feels right. I also got started on the first wordy edit. This was the Learn in Public essay. And this was the coding career essay. So we talked about this in the previous video. Not much to add apart from I just went through and accepted changes or ignored changes as appropriate. The main thing I think that she got wrong was that I was trying to have some labels, for developers. So like I want to capitalize something, and she just went and lowercased everything. and that just did not make sense for me. So I just rejected those those edits. So overall, I don't think it was a great use of $200. So I need to be more careful about where I spend that. But and I think it was also just I didn't get a very good editor, because the other editor that I got for the Learn in Public essay was much better. Like she got it, and she left suggestions that I could accept or reject. Like I think she did everything right. So yeah, I think that's my learning. Like you have to figure out what editor you like to work with, and then you just stick with those. So yeah, the first one I got wasn't that good. Toby Obeck is one of the students that is doing a free review on on the book. So he gave me some comments on SparkJoy. I incorporated them. Not a big deal. Nat Sharp. So Mahmood gave me a nice video. So he recorded this Loom recording, telling me about his feedback, and that was pretty awesome. So I loved watching it, and it's just really gratifying to hear from people who read the book and enjoy it. And so that's awesome. Nat is taking a little bit more hands-on approach. He's really taking it to heart with the editing process. So for example, if I go over here and I look for a pull request, so he actually PR'd in to the Learn in Public essay, and he made a lot of good suggestions. And I don't know, like if I were doing that and I was really affected by an essay that I read and I was able to PR into it, I feel pretty good about that. And I'm happy with that. So I haven't seen this before. We're both seeing this for the first time now. But look at these, like he's commenting on his own reviews. Like it's just really nice to like think through what he thought about using this 3 times as a suggestion. Maybe he has an editing background because he likes to catch these kinds of things, and that's good. He's reordering my stuff. It's great. Yeah, I could work with him forever. Yeah, he's very, very clear. So yeah, I mean, that's ongoing. I only signed them on for reviewing 3 chapters each. But if Nat is up for it, I'd pay him to edit the rest because he gets it. Tian is still working on her stuff. Let's check in on the spreadsheets. So a lot of data gathering, but we're checking in on the on the sheet. So basically we went through and looked at all the different companies. Look at this. This is gorgeous. And consolidated what each company expects. And so that's good fundamental research that we can share with people. And I thought that's pretty awesome. Okay. The other, there's so much that happened today. So the other thing that happened was that Maggie from a few days ago surfaced on Twitter and said like, hey, I know some people, and she does know some people. So we're gonna try to get some sketch notes. So she gave me some references to sketch notes people, like people who actually do sketch notes, and there's a whole community of them and they all know each other. I wouldn't be interested in hiring them, but I don't know. Yeah. I have to pick them. I have to like work with them. Like it's a whole thing. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe these people are a bit more organized, but then also more expensive. So yeah, I got to figure this out. I don't know how much this adds to it. I just think it looks nice, and I think it helps people absorb information. But it's not critical. I don't know. I want it. So yeah. Yeah, that's that. And then to top it all off, I actually started reaching out to reviewers. So Sunil wanted to have a quick phone call, and then we just talked about it, and he was like, yeah, I'll check out your book. I reached out to Kent, to Nader, to Jeff, and they all got back to me, which is great. Corey hasn't got back to me yet. And then tomorrow I'll reach out to the second half. I'm basically just kind of warming up. I'm also keeping all the pitches that I put in the repo. So inside of here, which I'm gonna sell access to, basically, the pitch repo has everything that I send out with to pitch to people, so people can copy for future use. Yeah, so I think a reasonably productive day. I did not touch the site itself. I've been going back and forth on this stupid thing. I just like the design. I don't love it. I could have more. If I have more time, I can just take it over and make the site myself. I'm just worried about like getting stuck in the weeds on making my own site when I have a no-code builder. It's good enough, and I should just spend it on other things. So I think all else equal, I should probably spend it on other things, right? So that's where I am with the site. Like I know the site is important. I know this is important. So I'm just going after that, and I can assemble the rest later. That's not an issue. So yeah, that's where I am. Short and sweet. I think a good day for me. I do need to do more writing. So one thing I punted on today was the TLDR TOC and the who is this book for section. So I need to flesh that out a bit, and basically just like every single day I need to read through my book again and just be extremely clear on what I'm offering. Anyway, yep, that's it for me. And I'll see you on T-9. Bye.